Good evening, everyone. I'm Georgette Perez, and I have the pleasure of serving as your Dean of Students. So welcome to, all right. Welcome to all of our brand new students. This is our first year convocation. We're excited. The semester just started. This is a new chapter that just began. And so I know a lot of you are probably excited. Maybe feeling a little different than you were a few weeks ago before classes started. Anybody feeling a little different already? Yeah? No? Anyone struggling with math? Yeah. That's usually the one, right? But that's okay. That's part of it. So today is really just a little bit to give you an introduction to some of the many services that we offer. Welcome you officially to the Shark family. I love that we have so many family members. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause. We're now part of the Shark family. And I absolutely love that we have so many parents and family members in the room. So a little trick or tip or something I should mention. So your college student, right, this is for the families, they're now here. And some parents, maybe some aunties and grandparents, want to keep holding on, right? Any of the students in here feel like mom and dad are still trying to hold on? I see a lot of yes, turning to the person beside you. That's okay, that's okay. So part of what we do is we want to encourage a little bit of that independence. We want you to, kind of become your own person, start to kind of get a feel for who you are, who you want to become, what are the goals that you want to accomplish. But at the same time, we really welcome the support of those parents and those family members at the same time. So we know that there is a little bit of a balance. We don't want the parent to do everything for you. We really don't. So mom and dad, we don't want you to do everything for your child, right? They need to start spreading their wings and doing what they need to do. But we feel that it's very fortunate to have that parental and that familiar, family support. It is important because you are going to need it. And some of our students don't have that privilege. And so if those of you who do, take advantage of it because it's going to help you through. They're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. They're going to be your biggest advocates. And the one thing we definitely want to see all of you at graduation in a couple of years when you get your degree. And they're going to be cheering you on, right? So that's definitely the goal. So before we get started, I wanted to say hello, and I wanted everyone to know, at least know who I was. I have seen some of you at orientation. Some of you have made your way to my office. A little bit about my office, the Dean of Students office. Unlike high school, some people say, oh, you're like the principal's office. Not really. It's sort of, I'm really here to advocate, make sure that you're getting a good experience while you're here to be able to get the support that you need throughout your journey here, whether it be through classroom, through advisement, through your scholarships, financial aid, or just navigating, trying to figure out how to make it to the next semester and such. So my office is located in Building 1. That is, the main building on the 3rd floor. You guys can come and see me anytime, share something fun, something positive, or if you have a concern or you have an issue or something that needs assistance, we're happy to help you with as well. So definitely know that we are here to support you, even though you have a great network. And the best tip I can give you is making sure to take advantage of that network. Taking advantage of your senior advisors who are going to be doing everything to be your biggest cheerleader as you get through and to help you navigate. So a couple of questions, I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Anybody know when we first opened our doors as Miami-Dade College? When the college first opened its doors? That's a little trivia question. 1918? A little later. 1960, who said that? I heard that over here. All right, 1960, yes, we opened our doors in 1960. So we just celebrated our 58th birthday last week on September 6th, so you may have seen the IMMDC Day. Yeah, that's right, 58 years. That's awesome. Does anyone know how many students approximately Miami-Dade College has already served in that short time? Because 58 years is a short time for some colleges. We're young, but boy, we're mighty. We're very mighty. So any ideas of how many students we may have already served in that time frame? 6 million. 6? I heard it over here. 2 million. Who said 2 million students in the middle, right? It's actually more than that. We're already way past 2 million, but you are part of a very, very large MDC family. So that is something to ponder. We are one of the largest colleges in the nation. We serve a lot of students, and we actually graduate the largest number of minority students across the nation. So that is something we're very, very proud of. Yes, thank you. So here's a quick fun fact before I turn it over and officially start the program. Who knows the name of our mascot? The shark. Well, that's what he is. But who knows his name? Finn, yes, and that's Finn with a double N, okay, very important. You gotta know that, right? He's our mascot. He's fun. You might see him around. You may not see him today. He's usually sleeping at night, but you may see him throughout if you haven't already seen him. So keep an eye out for him. If you do see him on campus, make sure you take a photo and put it on social media and hashtag MDC North, because we give prizes sometime to those of us that do. So make sure you keep an eye out for him, and don't feed the iguanas. So, no. Or the shark, or the fin. All right, anyway, we're gonna get this wonderful program started. I officially wanna welcome to the podium one of our peer mentors who many of you may already know, Miss Tracy Witherspoon.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first year convocation of 2018. First year convocation is one of the official welcoming events at Miami-Dade College for first-time college students. Like she said, my name is Tracy Witherspoon, and I'm a peer mentor here on campus. And I would like to thank everyone for coming today. Students, faculty members, staff, parents, family members, our administrators, and our special guests for making today possible. So everyone, please give yourself a round of applause. Without further ado, I would please everyone give a warm welcome to our campus president and also the campus president at Inter-American Campus, Dr. Malu C. Harrison.
Seemed like an eternity getting from my seat up here to the podium. However, it is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here this evening to our first year convocation. Give yourselves a round of applause for being present here tonight. I am Malu Harrison, as you heard, and I serve as the campus president here at the North Campus. And just looking out into this very full auditorium, this Lehman Theater, really fills me with a lot of warmth. And particularly tonight, I join in welcoming all of our new students to the North Campus. Will you stand so that we can take a good look at you, please? Don't be shy. Please stand up. Yes, you deserve an applause and much, much more. And I'd like to thank you for selecting the North Campus of Miami-Dade College as your college of choice. Before I go any further, I'd like to also welcome the family members. And I'm not going to ask you to stand, but I do want to tell you that I'm truly pleased to see so many family members here this evening. Let me say that your student, your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your niece, your nephew, whomever you're here with tonight supporting, cannot be successful on this college journey without you. I'm going to say it one more time. Your student, who is now our student, cannot be successful without you on this journey, this college journey. And I'm so happy to see you here this evening at the beginning of their educational experience here at the North Campus. And I look forward to seeing you at graduation as well. And I can tell you that along the way, between now and graduation, you can expect, and students, I'm speaking to you now, an outstanding experience here at the North Campus. But that experience will only be outstanding if you put forth full commitment, if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to ask questions, if you're willing to study much more than your faculty members even expect of you, and if you're willing to be engaged. So there are a lot of factors that go into being successful at the North Campus, but I can tell you that if you're willing to do all of what I just described, we, the faculty, staff, and administrators, will be right there beside you, behind you, supporting you, and helping you to achieve all of your dreams. So do we have a contract? I can't hear you. Do we have a contract? Yes. You will be working hard, you'll be persevering, you'll be very engaged. You will make sure that those assignments are done with quality, right? That you spend the time doing that. You will also sacrifice a Saturday night from going out to a party with friends, to perhaps stay at home and study, right, a little bit more, so that you can get those high grades, so that you can really learn the material and not just memorize it, right? Isn't that important? Yes. And why is that so important, that we truly try to achieve deep learning and not just memorizing facts? Who can tell me? Why is that important? Yes, stand up for me, please.
So you can apply. So for application, it's not just memorization for a test, and then application for your career.
Absolutely. And you're going to get a prize at the end of the evening for that. Very seriously, because of application, every single thing that you learn, whether you're coming straight out of high school, whether you've taken a break in between, everything that you learn in school, in college, can and will serve you well in real life. And so we want you to really understand what you are learning. We want you to be able to understand the application of the theory that you're learning in class to real life. And I can tell you that our classes here at the North Campus are not merely that of theory. We certainly make an intentional and purposeful effort to help you to understand how every single thing you are learning in all of your classes, in all of the programs, connect in a very real way to life, and how they will serve you well no matter what aspect of your career, your social life, your family life you might be experiencing. So this is the place to be, I assure you. Anything that you aspire to be, anything that you aspire to learn, anything that you aspire to be engaged in, anything that you aspire to initiate, you will be able to do it right here in the North Campus. And if that's not the case, you come and see me. I'm located in Building 1 on the 3rd floor. And, you know, if we don't have that opportunity here, we can certainly create it. It will not be the first time that a student has come to us with an outstanding idea that we really had not pondered on before. And we say, you know what? We want to support you in helping you to initiate that idea and execute it for the good of the community, for the good of a group of students, or what have you. And so with that, I'd like to welcome you here to the North Campus. You have a family here. You have a family of faculty, of advisors, of mentors, of peer mentors, like Ms. Weatherspoon and others, who are here for the sole purpose of making sure that you are successful, making sure that you, in fact, can and will realize your dreams. So count on us, call on us, visit us, make sure that you are expanding your network of those on campus who know you. I challenge each and every one of you to come by my office without an appointment. And if I'm there, we will sit down and talk. And I promise you that. Do we have a deal? Yes. Wonderful. Welcome to the North Campus. May you be extremely successful. I will see you along the way. I will see you on campus. And I will see you at graduation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison. I hope everyone duly noted all of the success tools that she gave us. So now I would like to welcome up two of three of our academic senior advisors. You probably recognize them from orientation, Mr. Miguel Murphy and Ms. Stephanie Rodoni.
Oh my God, look at the beautiful, happy faces here today. Give yourself another round of applause. I won't be here too long, but I want to say a couple of words. First, I want you guys to take a moment and think about how grand this is that you guys are here. You have made a crucial, pivotal, life-changing decision to go to college. This is not a small decision. And I want you guys to give yourselves one more time another round of applause for making that decision. It's not an easy one. So I am one of the senior academic advisors, and we have Mr. Miguel Murphy here as well. You guys probably have seen us during orientation. So on behalf of the Advising and Career Services, we welcome you once again tonight. We are here to really help you through your college journey. That's what we're here to do. We are here to ensure that you're successful, that all your goals and aspirations are able to be reached. So that is our goal here as senior advisors. And I won't go too much into the details. I know you guys know all about us. You spent 4 hours in orientation with us not long ago. But I do have a question before I turn it over to Mr. Murphy. So it's your first quiz of your college years, I guess. It might be a trick question. Can anyone tell me when does spring 2000? You cheated. Yes, so spring 2019 registration actually started already on Monday. That was September 10th. And how many of you have registered? I won't put you on the spot. Oh, a lot of you. Good job. Good job. So if you have not yet registered, please do so. If you're not sure of what you need, please contact us. This is what we're here for. And now we'll turn it over to Mr. Murphy.
So, how many of you are representing Mr. Murphy this evening? And Mr. Gold. And Miss Melinda Fernandez. So we're in Austin, and Miss Eliza Castillo. You couldn't leave her out, our medical campus folks. But it's a pleasure to be here this evening. As some of you know, I had an interesting journey in Panama. Some who followed me to Panama. Many of you, right? Particularly Hector. So it's very refreshing to be back. And just to piggyback off of Stephanie, a lot of you enrolled, but I'm sort of gonna kind of step into the future a bit, right? 2019, 2020. Dr. Harrison just mentioned graduation, commencement. It's one of my favorite activities on campus and at the end of the spring term. And I've gone to so many, more than 10 of them. And so I hope to see all of you all at that end mark, spring of 2020. All right, so we're in 2018, you're like, he's already talking about 2020. And so to help with that process, right, how many of you applied for FAFSA this year? Many of you, right? So on October 1st, right, it's the season to renew that for the 2019-2020 academic year. So that would be my tip number 1, that on October 1st, you set your agendas, put it on your calendar, and if you don't, I'll send you an email. It'll say, hi, Hector. You need to sign up for FAFSA, www.fasfa.ed.gov. We'll give you all of those links to make sure that it happens. Another tip that I want to share, many of your academic plans we worked diligently to complete for the spring term, but thinking of your transfer institution and also the programs that we have here. We have a number of baccalaureate programs that you can consider. And so we want to meet with you to sort of map out the second year. I know for some of you who are working with me, we did who got a full 2-year plan so far? Awesome. So the rest of you, beginning next week, we're going to kick into full care. We're going to have group advising sessions and one-on-one sessions for you to get those plans completed so that you know specifically what you need to do, not just for the spring and the summer of your first year, but fall of 2019 and spring of 2020 and perhaps summer. But I trust that everyone is going to aim for the spring of 2020. So on it's usually May 4th, 5th, or 5th, my grandmother's birthday, that commencement falls under. So it's a special time for me. Another tip, apply for scholarships, right? www.mdc.edu/scholarships. It's not something that comes in the moment. It's something that you have to work toward. And so we have a number of grants that you can get and apply to work on campus, work study, right? And also study abroad. I know one of our groups, the Minorities of the Future, and I see my colleague, Mr. Arjona, one of his members went to Prague over the summer, and that was very, very inspirational. So we want to see a number of you taking advantage of those opportunities. So I won't lecture. You had 4 hours of orientation in the summer. It's with great pride that I see all of you beyond, the 100% refund date and the Florida residency and the whole admissions process. And so now it's really time to get into the academics. If you need help, we're always there. I usually say it's not just Mr. Murphy or Miss Stephanie. We have a full team in room 1104, just as you see Miss Guillaume work diligently to put together this evening's program. So with that, on behalf of Stephanie, Melinda, myself, and Ms. Castillo, welcome to the North Campus.
Thank you, Ms. Rudeau and Mr. Murphy. Okay, so where are my students? Raise your hand if you're a student. Okay, I have a simple task for you. You see your program? Can you guys please sign the face pledge with your name? And later on, just be ready to recite it, okay? Okay, now I would like to welcome one of our first-year students with a song selection, Miss Lanice Martin.
If life is a movie, then you're the best.
won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you say something? Love me, won't you? Love me, won't you?
Thank you, Lanice. That was such a beautiful song. Now, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Manny Sid. Manny Sid is a 26-year resident of Miami Lakes. He's an associate of Horizon Properties of Miami and the owner of Mayor's Cafe in Miami Lakes. Mayor Sid served Miami Lakes residents as the senior legislative aide to 2 state representatives and served on the town's Youth Activities Task Force and Economic Development Committee. Elected in 2012 to the Miami Lakes Council and thereafter selected Vice President in August 2013. In November 2016, Manny was elected mayor of the town of Miami Lakes. So please join in welcoming the Honorable Manny Sid.
Good afternoon. Good evening, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's still light outside, so it feels like if it's afternoon. But it's great to be here at Miami-Dade College. I have a special place in my heart for this college. And when I look into this crowd today, I mean, you're all representative of what this community is all about. But more importantly, what excites me is the amount of parents here, because I really feel that parenting, make it your parents, a guardian, your grandparents, whoever it may be, is really the cornerstone of our society. So for most of you taking your time to be here today with your children, thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that, because I see it every day, the important role that plays and being great examples to your kids, to your grandkids, whatever it may be. So thank you all. So Miami-Dade College, I attended Miami-Dade College way back when, right? North Campus. My first day of college was right here in North Campus, and I was very nervous, but at the same time, very excited. And some of the relationships that I made back then are still my friends today. Dr. Anna Ward was one of my first teachers, first professors here at Miami-Dade College, and I believe she's still here as an administrator and as an adjunct professor, and she was amazing. And I'll tell you how you create those bonds forever, where Dr. Anna Ward really inspired me to get involved in local service and public service. She was a mayor of her own city of El Portal way back when. And just not too long ago, I was making some changes to one of the county ordinances having to do with transportation. So I go to the meeting, and I'm standing there, and I'm about to speak. And the chair of the meeting is Dr. Ward. So let's just say the item passed unanimously, because she remembered that I was her student. But those are the type of bonds that you create here in Miami-Dade College. Every part of our society in South Florida and in this nation, being the largest public university in the entire United States, it's touched by Miami-Dade College. Actually, my insurance agent was one of my professors here too, who's still a professor here, Eloy Velasquez. And these are folks that every day I interact with, and the bond and the discussions that always happen revolve around Miami-Dade College. So I want to tell you all a little bit about myself. When I came to college, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to go into a different field. I had an issue. I went out boating for the first time, and I realized I get seasick, right? I had seasick, and so that was over with. I couldn't do it. Didn't work. So I really became, because of Dr. Ward, because of Eloy, Professor Velasquez, who I see him all the time still in Miami Lakes, I really became enamored with the art of politics. Everything we do revolves around politics, from the funding that the university gets, from the vehicles you drive, from who paves the roads, from the street lights. I mean, you name it, everything revolves around that. So that's where I became enamored. Right here at Miami-Dade College, right here in North Campus, I really started loving politics, really public service. So 2006 rolled around, I was 20, 21 years old. I applied for a job in the state legislature, and I got the job, which I was an aide to a state representative. I did that for about 7 years in the state capitol, and I always remembered my experiences here at Miami-Dade College. Dr. Padron will go up to Tallahassee, and he's an incredible advocate for you all. I mean, the amount of work that he puts in to make sure that you all are doing well and have the resources that you need to succeed is incredible. So I really worked hand in hand with him, with everybody throughout Florida to do that. After that, I really said, you know what, it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change in my community, and I'm tired of talking about it, right? I'm a big believer, you're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And I know some folks don't like hearing that, but it's the truth. You know, I get too many folks on a daily basis that complain about things, and I tell people, well, fix it. And that's how I felt, and that's why I ran for public office. I ran against a 14-year incumbent. Everybody thought I was crazy. She had the governor's support, Jeb Bush at the time, had the entire Republican apparatus in Miami Lakes. They thought I was going to lose. I knocked on 5,000 doors, and we won. We shocked the establishment. We won. We started to change the culture in the town of Miami Lakes. Then the mayor's race came up, and I had a choice: either run for my seat, my council seat, run opposed, right, do the easy thing, or, you know what, stop talking about it and be about it. Go run, change it, make the change yourself. So I decided to go for it. I resigned from the city council, and I filed to run against the founding mayor of Miami Lakes and the gentleman who was there right before me. And it was a tough election. People, again, thought I was crazy. They thought I was going to lose. But I said, you know what, I really believed in myself. I really believed in the vision of our community. I believed in the foundation that I gained here at Miami-Dade College. And that's why I did it. Knocked on another 4,000, 5,000 doors. And we're successful. We shocked the world. We raised the most money in Miami Lakes history. And we won by the largest margin in Miami Lakes history, which was close to 80%. And again, folks look back on that, look back 4 or 5 years, and you try to plan ahead, and nobody could ever see something like that. But if you start noticing, if you believe in yourself and you have that drive, the sky's the limit. And I'm a perfect example of that. I'm a product of the school and somebody who grew up believing in that. So I want to hear what you're all about, so I would love to have a dialogue with you all. I would love to get some questions, because I know you all as freshmen, as your first orientation, you guys are a little jittery, and I'd love to help you all understand, see from my perspective, and I'd love to hear from you what's important for your education, how I could be of service. So I'd love to hear from some of you all. Who wants to break the ice? Listen, you're all going to have to be asking questions in college. I'm trying to help you. Yes, there's a microphone somewhere, son.
Hi. Okay. So what made you decide to just go for mayor?
So I would always think about what I tell people. I'm the first. When I get emails from somebody complaining about something, like I'll give you an example. I had somebody the other day who, I give out my cell phone number to every single resident in Miami Lakes, 33,000 residents in my community. Everybody has my cell phone. I put it on social media, put it everywhere. I get a text message on Saturday. Somebody sends me a picture of a deceased iguana, an iguana right in their lawn. And they go, Mayor, you need to get somebody out here and pick it up. What do you mean pick it up? I was like, listen, you can try to call 311, or you can go get a garbage bag, a Publix bag, and sit down, whatever you want, and put it in there and throw it. They didn't like that answer, but that's how I felt. I go, if I'm going to tell people that, if I'm going to tell people to be part of the solution in our society, to stop complaining, then I have to do it. I couldn't sit back and live with myself thinking that I just, you know what, got a free ride on the city council again and not make that change. So now a lot of the changes that you see at City Hall are due because of that election. So, and if I wouldn't have done it, a lot of these differences that have been made in the last 2 years wouldn't have happened. We've gained about $12 million in grants, which is the largest amount in town history. We put all of our meetings on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're out there all the time talking to people, being transparent. I have Saturday office hours, I have mobile office. We go around to people's homes. So these are the types of things that created trust, but I decided to do it because I was tired of complaining, right? You can't just sit back and say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, go do it, go change it. And that's exactly why I ran and what inspired me to run. And regardless of what you all want to do with your lives, that's the same attitude that you should have. You know, I'm sure you guys see things that you can make better, make changes. I mean, don't talk about it. Just go do it, and you'd be surprised what you have in you. So.
Hello. I have a really big problem with public speaking. Do you have any tips or tricks to overcome that fear?
Okay, so I was, believe it or not, that was one of the first classes that I took here. I think it was the speech class. And I would get really, really, really nervous about speaking in front of folks all the time, and I couldn't do it. But you know what I started thinking to myself? I was like, who cares? Who cares if I make a mistake? Who cares? You know, as much as I want people to like me, but at the end of the day, if I can communicate and get the words out that I want out there, it doesn't matter to me what people think about me or think about what I have to say, or if I make a mistake. I mean, it's okay. You can't be afraid to make mistakes in life. And Michael Jordan, I'm a big Jordan fan, even though LeBron James to me is the greatest player of all time. Jordan, I'm a Heat fan, so I love LeBron. Jordan would always say, I mean, you have to take the shot. I mean, you're only going to make it if you take the shot. So the same way with speaking. I mean, don't be afraid of getting criticized. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. And if you make a mistake, it's only once. You learn from it. You know, you learn from your mistakes, but don't be afraid of that. And that's what made me a lot better in speaking in front of crowds, because I got to the point that I was like, you know what? If I mess up, it's not a big deal. I'll learn from it. We'll move forward. And that really helped me, kind of understanding that if I get the words out of my mouth that I want to get out there and talk about whatever I want to talk about, I'll continue to improve, and it's worked for me. So that's my perspective on that. Yes, sir. But we'll get to that.
Testing. Hello. I would like to ask a very deep, well-thought question. If there was one way any politician, any person in the political stage could do, what is the one piece of advice that every politician must follow, whether it is a president or a city mayor? What's the biggest piece of advice you could give?
Good question. Great question. Look, I tell folks, I mean, you want to be successful, be it in politics and be the president and do whatever you want to do. I mean, you have to be genuine. And I think we don't get enough of that, right? And that was a great question, because you don't get enough of that in public service. You don't get enough of that on TV. Everywhere you look, people aren't genuine. And I think folks they're hungry for people that are genuine, people that are like us. You know, you watch these TV ads on television, you watch debates, and it's all scripted, it's all fake, you know, and I think that is my one advice to folks getting into public service or anything else. You know, be genuine. Anything you do, just be real. I mean, at the end of the day, be real, and you'll be successful. Because there's a lot of stuff out there, and on in both sides, all over the place. It's all scripted. It's not real. One thing I started doing to change the way that we do business in the town of Miami Lakes, I like to phrase it reality politics. I use Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and sometimes it's unscripted, but it's real. And it's gotten to the point that our residents love it. Our residents love listening to it. They love that transparency. They love that type of accessibility. And that's the realness that people were looking for, and we provided. And there were times that we said things that they didn't like to hear, but we had to be honest with folks and be genuine. So I hope that answers your question. You know, that's my one advice to folks: just be real. Yes.
Hello. What was one of your biggest obstacles in pursuing your goal as a mayor, and how did you overcome it?
So that's a great question. I mean, there were several large obstacles. I think that the biggest one of all is taking on a political establishment. You know, something when people are used to the same thing for so long, it's hard to change minds, right? It's hard to change people's minds. So I really focused on changing people's hearts. You know, knocking on their doors, talking about them, talking to them about the future. But that was the biggest hurdle, was that the culture change at City Hall. We had a City Hall and a government that wasn't transparent, that wasn't accessible to its residents, that people were used to the way that business was being done, behind closed doors, doing things that weren't appropriate. I mean, the town of Miami Lakes, our brand, our name was in the mud for a long time, and it was difficult to surpass that because people were doing the same thing for 16 years, and changing that path was tough. I mean, there were days that I would get attacked left and right. I'll tell you all something, and it's terrible because even my parents were almost crying about it. I mean, there was a mailer with me because we started getting a lot of momentum. They sent out a picture of me to every single house in the town of Miami Lakes, like if I got arrested, right? They got my headshot and they put it on mailers everywhere, and they said, don't vote for Manny Sid because he's not good, and they put it, and those are the type of difficult days where you look around and listen, it's all worth it at the end of the day because you're doing good, but you're gonna have to go through some difficult days, and it was that. It was taking on an establishment that didn't want to leave, didn't want to change, didn't want to be transparent, didn't want to listen to its residents' needs, and changing that culture was very, 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 very difficult. As you can see, I don't have too much hair left in that. That was part of it, that type of stress. But it was that, just changing a culture. Sometimes when we come into organizations, we all want to change the world, and you all can, but you got to be willing to take the hits, and you got to be willing to get into the arena, whatever it may be, and take the hits, because to change anything, to make anything better, you're going to upset somebody, and that's okay. You got to be okay with it. So I hope that answers your question. Yes.
We have time for one last question. Okay, right up here.
Okay, so you were talking about all the obstacles that you went through. Did you ever doubt yourself?
There were very difficult days. I mean, I'll be honest with you, very difficult days where you had everybody in the political establishment talking bad about you, bad-mouthing you, and you sort of, as a human being, I mean, you don't like that, right? As a human being, you want to walk into a room and have everybody, be happy with you, be cool with you. And I think you all don't want to walk into class and have folks look at you and say, hey, what's going on, and talk about it. And that happened to me for a while there. I mean, changing that, and I had, luck, I have a lot of faith in God. I would pray about it a lot. My family is a very close-knit family, and they showed me a lot of support. But yeah, there were very difficult days, and I had to take those hits. But that was part of the process. When I first got in, it was that question. Is it worth it? Should I just gone the easy route and won re-election on the council seat, or should I have ran for mayor and had all these issues? Because I had folks on social media, everywhere, bashing me, making up things about me. And as a human being, forget about as an elected official, as a human being, it's not nice, right? It's not cool, right? You don't want that type of that energy, negative energy, right? But at the end of the day, we're all magnets. And Steve Harvey, even though he messed up, was it the Oscars one time? Steve Harvey, great comedian, and I love him. He would always say, look, we're all magnets. Whatever you put out comes back. If you're positive, that's what's going to surround you is positivity. So that's what I said to myself. I go, look, if I'm positive, if I start talking about positive things, we'll start changing that culture, and that's where I started changing that mindset. But yeah, there were some difficult days during the campaign, definitely.
Thank you.
All right. That was our last question. So.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope I was a little bit entertaining, right? I hope you guys gained something. And Ms. President, correct me if I'm wrong, the main theme is we win, right?
Yes.
Just think about that. We win. We win. You're all winners just by being here today. Just keep working hard. And that theme, let it stick with you. Because it's all possible. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not possible. Whatever you want to do in life, and you'll see that you'll be possible. Because you're already taking the first step, being here today, and your parents, your guardians, whoever may be here with you all loves you enough to take care of you all. So just keep that always in mind when you walk the halls of Miami-Dade College. We win. All right. Have a good night and good luck.
Dr. Harrison, back to the stage.
Now, we couldn't just let you leave like that, right? Yes. And on behalf of all of the students here, and 50,000 plus students that are here at the college.
This is our token of appreciation. Okay, and now I would like to welcome our Student Government Association President, Ms. Jaquasia Fedrick.
Hello, everyone. So unlike everyone who has come before you today before me, I actually still need a script to make a speech in front of people. So it does get better with time, though. So I am your Student Government Association President of 2018-2019. And like many of you here today, I am a first-generation college student. So everything from completing my college application to finishing FAFSA was frustrating, and it was a new experience that I was determined to get through, as you all have done. I'm seeing as you're here today. My first semester at Miami-Dade was interesting. I think the shock of my transition caused me to overestimate the difficulty of my courses. Yes, overestimate. A cliche that I encourage all of you to hold on to, because when you overestimate the difficulty of something, you prepare for it ahead of time. You overstudy. You read the textbook in addition to your notes. You cancel plans before they even become a problem. You go beyond the extra mile. So you should remember that. Remember that determination in addition to your perseverance, resilience, and everything else that has brought you this far. It is what will endure every hardship that lay ahead. Many things will threaten that determination. The comfort of predetermined due dates laid out perfectly in your syllabus will convince you that you have more time than you actually do, and you will push things off. The fact that you may be taking difficult prerequisites that you feel have nothing to do with your major, because yes, all of us encounter math at some point, even if you're an arts major. The difficult decision to accept working an extra shift at work or cutting your hours to focus on school more. The realization that you need to seek help on an assignment that you thought you had under control. And maybe even the initial loneliness of the difficulties you encounter. It is during those times I want you to remember your determination. Remember why you started in the first place, whether it be the first college graduate in your family, or to provide a better life for yourself, or even to simply prove to yourself that you can do this, that you are capable. Allow your determination to lead you to seek help when you need it. There's an amplitude of services available on MDC campuses, as you all have heard in your orientations. And today's Club Rush displayed all of the clubs and organizations housed here on your campus. So I encourage you to explore and expand on your interests. Join an initiative and become a part of our campus family. Becoming active in Student Government Association and advocating on campus and within the community helped me find my voice. It reassured me that although I'm not sure where the road ahead will lead me, that I am on the right road, and that there are other people who are struggling and going through the same things that I am. I encourage you, my fellow student peers, to use this time to fully explore your potential, your interests, and the changes that you would like to make, not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. As the Student Government Association, As the Student Government Association President, I would like you all to know that you are not alone on this journey. You have the power to decide what your first year narrative will be. And if you are determined, you will not only overcome, but excel. With these words in mind, I would like all of you to stand and recite the first year academic and college life experience pledge with me. Let's raise our right hands. I state your name. Promise to abide by the following pledge. To sustain Miami-Dade College. As an excellent learning institution. Where self-discipline is promoted, and where I have unlimited opportunity to demonstrate my commitment to succeed. be of service to my community, and ensure completion of my degree at MDC. In doing so, I pledge to graduate from Miami-Dade College, to show respect and be kind to all I meet, to study hard, complete my assignments, and be responsible for all matters pertaining to my classes, to make use of all the resources that the college has, provided to help me succeed, not to be distracted in the pursuit of my educational goals, to follow my dreams, and become all that I can be. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause.
I would like to thank everyone for attending first year convocation. It was an honor being your mistress of ceremony. But now I would like to bring up our first year experience coordinator, Ms. Susie Guillaume.
Okay, how's everybody feeling? You gotta feel good. Okay, I really want to thank all of you for being here. Our guests, thank you for being here. Our administrators, thank you for making this happen. And also, thank you to Sharice. We have a partnership with the Caribbean Bar Association. The program is called Aspire to Inspire. And it's a weekly series, monthly series, where we bring speakers in on campus who are lawyers, doctors, judges, you name it, on campus personally to connect with you. Let me tell you, they do not get paid to be here, just like Mayor Manny said. They all come on their spare time. So Sharice, on behalf of Miami-Dade College, we welcome and thank you as President-elect for Caribbean Bar Association. So parents, I want to give you all a round of applause as well, because it's because of you this is possible. Thank you for supporting your students, your children to be here. Thank you. Thank you to our campus administration, also our media services team, for being here and supporting our project. Woohoo! Yes, yes. So we're going to end soon. Of course, I don't like to say goodbye, but it is not the end. Because you're here, the FACE program offers a scholarship. Yes, we do provide money. Not a lot of money. Only one person would get the scholarship, but it is a nice competition to get first-year students involved. So look out, be on the lookout for that. Remember, it's also spring registration, so we're going to get ready for spring, right? All right. And we also have an initiative where we go into the community and give books to children in Liberty City. We also have Aventura and in Little Haiti. So a lot of you will be a part of that program. And parents, the reason why we do that is because we want our students to be involved and engaged in the community. You'll see the light in the eyes of the children that light up when we go out in the community and read to them and give them books. You'll be surprised how many areas have book desert areas where kids do not have books to read. So that's a part of our initiative for the first year program, okay? So now we're gonna close. And I would like all of my new students, first year students, to join me on stage. I told you I had a surprise, right? So I need you all to join me on stage. And I would also like to invite Dr. Harrison and Mayor Manny said to join us on stage as well. So it's gonna get crowded. So we like photos, right? This is a nice picture that we're going to take, that we're going to put up. And they came right in the front, like right in the front. Camera ready. Parents, we didn't want to leave you out, but we got to make sure we get this picture. This way we remember when graduation comes, who's on that stage. Okay, so leave space in the middle for the flags, and Our mayor and our campus president is going to be at the front of the podium. So come on, squeeze in there in the back. Yeah. So students come up first, and then we're going to have the mayor and Dr. Harrison come up. Sharice. And there's actually more campus first-year students, but these spaces right in the middle. So we're gonna make some room for our mayor and campus president to come through. We're gonna walk them over.
I think we need a layer of someone to sit down on the stage, like make layers, so everyone can sit. That would be right.
Door down, door down, door down. Mr. Mayor, if I can have you flip in. Okay, we're gonna move him over. Brian, are we good?
We're good.
Okay, everybody, we're looking at the center.
Okay.
Bring it off.
Everyone ready? Here we go. Big smile. Say MVC. One more. Hold it. All right. Thank you very much.